And we are back today with our mystery bag, and we just watched the video that talked about water as a superpower of matter because it comes in three forms. So maybe I'm giving too much away, but let's go ahead and begin our mystery bag and see if you can guess what's inside here today. Here's the first clue. Number 1, it can be a liquid. Number 2, it can be a solid. Number 3, it can be a gas. Did you guess what it is? Okay, Callie Cat's going to dig in the bag and show you what's hidden inside of there today. And I'm pretty sure you probably figured out what's in here. So let's get that out. And ta-da! It is a bottle of water. Okay, so water can be a liquid, a solid, or a gas. And we're going to go ahead and write about this in our spiral notebook today. So go ahead and open that to a blank page, and at the top you're going to put 3 with the number 3, put a finger space, put forms, that's F O-R-M, forms, F-O-R-M-S, of, and then you're going to write matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. And a simple way of saying 3 forms of matter is, what are things made of? This is talking about our universe. How are things made that we understand in our universe? So the first one that we saw in the video was 1. You're going to write liquid, and liquid is L-I-Q-U-I-D, liquid. Okay, and go ahead and draw like a cup and just put some water in it. Okay, so liquid, and then you can draw like a little swimming pool here. I'll put a diving board on it so we know what that is. Okay, little diving board, and you can put the little lines that show that's water. We swim in water, we can drink water. Okay, number 2, matter can also be solid. Okay, so they talked about how water can be solid. Ice. Okay, so we can draw an ice cube. Do you remember how we drew a cube before? You take a square, draw the square, and then you're going to draw another square that connects in with it. Okay, and then take those corners and start connecting them. You can always ask someone in your family to help you if you need help with that. So that would be an ice cube. But then another way that they showed, believe it or not, when you take water and freeze it and you make a snowman out of it, that is also water as a solid. Okay, so you can draw your little snowman there. Okay, and then the last one is a gas. Okay, so write your number 3. So gas is written G-A-S, and if I forgot to mention it, solid is S-O-L-I-D, solid. Okay, so gas. So what I'm going to have you draw here, she talked about it, draw like a little coffee cup, and that's pretty easy to draw. And if you think about it, if you have hot cocoa in there, then it's going to give off some steam, and the way we draw that is these little squiggly lines coming up off of that. The other way that they showed today was if you draw another kind of square but bigger, and you turn it into like a little tea kettle with a knob on the top and a little handle. Okay, and then down in the, here's a little spout coming out of there. Okay, you gotta have a spout on your teapot. Okay, then you're gonna draw a line across here, and then start drawing like some little bubbles coming up and all through the water, because when that water gets hot, and you've looked, I'm sure you've looked, like if you've ever made pasta or boiled water to put an egg in or something, it makes little bubbles inside of it, and inside those bubbles and the bubbles popping, that would be the gas. And in this instance we can hear it, so if you want to draw a little music symbol here, the teapot can play music and we hear, then we can hear the gas coming out. So most gas, sometimes you can smell it, but for most gases you're not going to be able to see them. Okay, so I want to show you some things that I found that I have that show water in its three forms. Okay, so do you remember from the experiment, if you did the experiment of the other day, I still have my control here, and there is my water inside of there, and there's the liquidity of it. You can see my water here is a different shape than my water here. Water is going to take on the shape of whatever you pour it into. So here my little bit of water is going to be almost like a cone shape because it's in the corner of my bag. Then when water is a solid, I brought some water here to show you that's a solid, and these are ice cubes, of course, right here. And one of the things you can do is you can hold this close to your face if you get a little cup of ice, and if you breathe into it, you're going to feel the cold air from the water, feel it back on your face. That air is a gas. So all the air around you is a gas, and she showed that on the mirror, how when you breathe onto a mirror, it creates kind of like a fog on the mirror that you could draw into. That fog that you created is a gas. Okay, then lastly, I wanted to show you another thing that is a solid and a gas mixed. Okay, so this balloon right here, here's like a sample balloon. A balloon is a solid all by itself, but if you put air on the inside, your air is a gas, but the outside, the rubber part, is a solid. Okay, so that's a mixture of two right there. And then I wanted to show you another one. Now this is a can of sparkling water. So when I lift this top, did you hear that little hiss? When you hear that little hiss, that hiss is the gas releasing from inside the can. And then also when I pour this, so it has the little bubbles in it. When you drink a sparkling water or a sparkling soda that has bubbles in it, those bubbles are a form of gas. Okay, so go ahead and when you finish this, give yourself an exit ticket, and then do the Jack Hartman video that follows this. He's going to help you even understand better about the three forms of matter: liquid, solid, and gas. This was so much fun to teach you this lesson today. I hope you enjoy this and doing your three forms of matter dance with Jack Hartman.